Good morning. It is August 12th. Wow, it is really August 12th. This time is flying by. I'm Phil Brilliant here with Simply Brilliant this morning on a beautiful day in Tom's River, and hopefully everybody is well. So I cut my finger last night doing dishes with a serrated knife, and it will not stop bleeding. Debbie said this morning, so that probably means you need stitches. I said, no, it just means I need a tighter, bigger Band-Aid. So let's see if this holds up. It is very difficult to type, however, so it'll be a long day. But enough about me. Let's talk about you. So, a couple things. First, I want to hit upon where we are petition wise in Tom's River. So, right now, we do have the petition going for the Christ Episcopal Church, the ordinance that has been proposed by Daniel Rodrick and his council puppets to take Christ Episcopal Church. The second reading has not occurred yet, but we are continuing to collect signatures on that petition. It can only be signed by Tom's River registered voters. And I'm going to say this, and hopefully people will share this and see this out there. Please print your name legibly after you sign, and print the name that you were born with or after you got married, it changed over to. If you are Susan, don't put Sue. If you are Thomas, don't put Tommy. Put down your full name. It does help us a lot in those because the clerk can throw those out if there's shortened names or nicknames used. And if your handwriting's terrible, you sign your name and let somebody else print it for you while you're standing right there and everybody oversees it. We're going to keep going. We are over 1,000 signatures, if not a little more by now. And we need to get up to 300,079. And that is our requirement, but our goal is about 5 to 8,000. So we're going to keep pushing along. Second, the petition to recall Daniel Rodrick is still held up right now. We have gone back to municipal clerk Hensel for some clarification because it appears he is asking us to provide him with 5,000 sheets of paper to show 25,000 signature lines before he will approve and know that what we will produce to people will be identical. Does seem a little crazy. It is taking what is written in law extremely literal. But we're going to see what he comes back with today before we finalize any additional submissions. We've done it 5 times already. We'll do it 105 times if we need to, or we'll go to the courts of New Jersey. With that said, I want to talk about the courts of New Jersey because I am extremely PO'd this morning, and we'll see where we all end up at the end of the day. But I say it once, I say it 100 times. I am a law-abiding citizen to the best of my ability and knowledge. Yes, and this doesn't mean stop me, but I do not always go the speed limit on the Garden State Parkway. But I drive with traffic, which is usually somewhere around 70 or 75. Um, but I've always tried to be that law-abiding citizen, working hard to be that person, and I think I've done a decent job doing it. With that said, Justin Lamb, Justin Lamb, Justin Lamb. We've heard this name a lot when we talk about crime. He is a sergeant in the Lavallette Police Department. He is council president in Toms River. He is a lawyer. He is a real estate agent. I think I've covered all of what he is that I can say on TV. We know about his indiscretions back in around 2018, 2019, and I don't remember exactly the dates where he was arrested and charged, but then those charges were dismissed, expunged, whatever it might be. And if you bring it up, you get letters from Justin's attorneys. He's going to threaten and sue you. We know he had a run-in with the law Memorial Day weekend this past year with 3-car accident that he caused. And that case is in front of Judge Stacy Kerr in Ocean Gate because there's a conflict here in Toms River. But also what we may not know, but is came out yesterday, is that there was a complaint filed by Councilman David Ciccozzi. And I'm going to show you a couple videos just to bring you back and refresh your memory. This is back in May. I believe it's the Friday night of Memorial Day weekend. And let's see if I make sure I pick the right screen. I apologize. I usually don't like to do things like this, but it's important to see it. If you remember, I'll bring you back to this video. And if I do it right, you'll see it. This is Councilman Lamb coming over. This is David Ciccozzi's sign. Let's kick it once. Let's kick it twice. Let's put it down. Let's stumble our way to the car sometime around 11 something at night. Let's go back. I'll think about it. I'm not going to fix it. I'm going to go back. Let's go back to the car. Mrs. Ashley Lamb, the Board of Education president, is waiting in the getaway vehicle as they climb into the car to take off. Let's look at the other angle and what I like as the other view here as we blow it up. Get rid of that sound. Here he is. This is the sign. Let's go back because we missed it there a second. So there was a sign right in front of the car. So we already kicked one down. So let me kick the second sign down, get into the car, again, driven by Ashley Lamb, the Board of Education president, the getaway. You're not going to hear the crunch because I have the volume off right now, but they drive away. And let's, just to make sure that we do as much destruction to David Ciccozzi's sign as possible, we're going to drive over it as we pull off. Okay. And then this is them arriving at 7:10. We wanted to make sure you saw that too. People do a great job of coverage these days on social media. So that's what we saw that night. This is the Friday night of Memorial Day weekend. And then again on Monday is when he had his issues with the law, we'll say, in that accident. And did I close what I wanted? I hope I did not. I think I got it right here. So that case went to the prosecutor's office. And then what happens, which I've learned, is the prosecutor's office sends it out to local government, local courts to adjudicate, and couldn't go to Tom's River because he's council president in Tom's River. So it went to Ocean Gate. Wow, there's a coincidence. And was in front of Judge Stacy Kerr, who, by the way, is also a family court judge here in Tom's River. I believe she's also a municipal judge in Beach Haven, New Jersey. Don't know much about her, really. I've only heard her name here and there. She's gone to some respectable Big Ten university, Indiana University, and has her law degree from Villanova. So she got the case. And yesterday, I'm hearing that she issued a letter after her decision and basically said that there was not sufficient probable cause to issue criminal mischief. Therefore, the case has been dismissed. Now, you just saw what I saw, right? It went all over the internet. It went everywhere. So we got to learn a little bit more. What is probable cause for criminal mischief? In New Jersey, a person is guilty of criminal mischief under the code if they damage the tangible property of another. I'll make the argument that's David Ciccozzi's sign, purchased with David Ciccozzi's money. It's in a public property, we would say, but I would still say that that was David Ciccozzi's property. If it had been David Ciccozzi's car that Lamb had kicked, knocked over, and drove over, that's property also, right? Okay. So tangible property of another or tamper with it in any way that endangers people or property. Nobody was endangered by that. I'll give that. Endangers property. No, the only property in danger was probably the Lamb's car if that metal spike would have gone up their tire. But it goes on to say this includes damage caused purposely. If that's not purposely, I don't know what purposely is. Knowingly, if that's not knowingly, I don't know what knowingly is. Recklessly, he went back a second time to the sign, and then he had a second sign that he kicked and knocked over. Or negligently, when using dangerous means like fire or explosives. Thank God he didn't pull his gun out and shoot the sign. There was no fire and explosives. But it seems pretty evident to me that Justin Lamb purposely destroyed that sign. And then it goes on to establish probable cause for criminal mischief. Law enforcement must have a reasonable factual basis to believe the suspect, and that's Justin Lamb, committed one of these acts. What did I miss? Okay. This means having reasonable grounds to believe that the suspect damaged or tampered with someone else's property and acted with the required mental state. He's stumbling, looks like he may not be in the proper state of mind. He purposely, knowingly, recklessly, and or neglectfully did that action. Okay. I'm not quite sure how these charges were dropped. And by the way, it says evidence such as eyewitness accounts, surveillance footage, physical evidence, or credible reports can support probable cause. You got a video that has over 10,000 views. Okay. I'm not quite sure unless, Judge Kerr, with all due respect, lives under a rock, has not seen this video, heard of this video, or wasn't provided this video when this went to her courtroom. Once again, I am disappointed in our judicial system. And by the way, do I expect Justin Lamb to do time? No. Do I expect Justin Lamb to pay a penalty? No. Do I expect Justin Lamb to apologize because he was a big poo? Because he basically took action, physical action against a sign. The sign doesn't have life, okay? But it was intent, it was anger, it was knowingly, it was recklessly, and it was against David Ciccozzi. And I think to myself that if you were a respectful person in society, when that video came out, you would have picked the phone up and said, "Hey, Dave, Friday night, I was a little upset. I was a little angered. I walked past your sign. I took my anger out on it. I apologize." No, to my knowledge, there has not been one of those conversations. The judge should have at least pulled them into that courtroom, said, "Mr. Lamb, apologize to Mr. Ciccozzi. Mr. Ciccozzi, how's that restitution?" What happened to respect into society today? And if we can't expect that our judges and our court system ask for respect of our residents and our citizens of this country, how do we expect anybody else to have respect? That's my high horse for today. I'm going to take care of my finger. I'm going to get a haircut. I'm not going to wear blue on blue in the background again. And I want all of you to have a great day. And I ask of you one thing. Put that finger there. One thing. Be respectful to one another. I think it's what we owe the public. I think it's what we owe ourselves. And I know there are people who are going to watch this and go, "Man, you are not respectful of Daniel Rodrick one bit. You're not respectful of what he's done for this town. You're not respectful of where it is." Look at that. I went right back to Daniel Rodrick. And I will tell you that I give people respect every day. I believe I don't have to get respect from people to give them respect, but it is nice to get respect and to have mutual relationship. Um, but I don't disrespect Daniel Rodrick. I disrespect what he does and the actions he takes when he ignores what is good and when he ignores the citizens of Tom's River. And that's all he does. And he takes vile action against other people. Go back and watch the council meetings, read what he says in the paper. And the fact, and I'm going to go back to it, and I apologize, I said I was done for the day. This new ordinance that nobody paid attention to at the last council meeting, which on August 19th becomes law. If you help a homeless person in the municipal parking lot or in areas owned by the municipality behind or around town hall, you are subject to a $2,000 fine and you may spend time in jail. Think about that as you go through your day on Tuesday and talk to me about respect. I'm Phil Brilliant. This has been Simply Brilliant. Have a great day.